He lost his sight in an accident, but he still painted with his hands, and today, his art inspires millions, because vision isn't in the eyes. It's in the soul. The rain poured heavily outside a tiny apartment in Venice, streaking the window like tears of silver. Inside, a man sat in silence before a blank canvas. His name was Elias Monroe, once known as the artist who painted light. Elias could capture the sunrise in a single brush stroke. He could make you feel the warmth of gold, the calm of blue, and even the quiet take of gray. But one night changed everything. He was driving home after his biggest gallery show, a night of success beyond his dreams, when a drunk driver ran a red light. The crash shattered glass, steel, and his sight. When Elias woke in the hospital, there was nothing but darkness. Not the kind of darkness you escape by closing your eyes. This one never ended. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Friends visited, then faded away. His brushes gathered dust, and his studio smelled of turpentine and broken dreams. He'd sit by the window, listening to the rain, wondering if life had any color left for him. Then one afternoon, a gentle voice broke the silence. "Mr. Monroe?" It was Lena, the nurse who cared for him. She held something small in her hands, a box. "I brought you something," she said softly. Inside it was a single paintbrush. He frowned. "Why would I need this?" "Because," she whispered, "the world still needs your colors." Her words cut through the darkness like sunlight through fog. He didn't reply, but that night, for the first time in months, his hands reached for the brush again. At first, he failed miserably. He spilled paint. He touched where he used to see, colors mixed strong, lines blurred into chaos, but he kept going. And then, something beautiful happened. He realized he didn't need to see colors to feel them. He remembered how red burned like passion, how blue cooled like water, how yellow warmed like laughter. He began painting by touch, his fingertips gliding across the canvas, feeling shapes, shadows, and emotions. Every stroke carried memory. Every texture told a story. Soon, people began calling him the blind painter, but the truth was, his art had never been more alive. Months later, Lena encouraged him to share his new work, but Elias refused. Who would care about paintings made by a blind man? He said bitterly. Lena only smiled. Without telling him, she sent a few of his paintings to a local art exhibit. When the jury saw them, they were stunned. Each painting felt alive. The colors danced with emotion. The textures whispered feelings words couldn't describe. One of the judges said, "Whoever painted this doesn't use sight. He paints with truth." Weeks later, Elias stood at the exhibition, nervous, silent, leaning on his cane. He couldn't see the people staring at his art, but he could feel the awe and the stillness of the room. A little girl tugged his sleeve and asked, "Sir, how did you paint these if you can't see?" Elias smiled gently and said, "Sweetheart, I lost my eyes. Not my vision." From that day on, Elias became a living symbol of hope. His story spread across the world. His paintings sold for fortunes, not because they were perfect, but because they were pure. He once said in an interview, "When sight disappeared, I began to see what truly matters. The beauty you can't frame, the colors you can't name, and the light that never fades." Years later, when a reporter asked him what kept him going, he smiled and said, "The world closed my eyes, but God opened my soul." His final painting was titled Eternal Dawn. It didn't show what eyes could see, it showed what hearts could feel, warmth, love, and peace. Today, it hangs in a museum beneath a plaque that reads, "He painted darkness, and created light." Sometimes, life blinds us, not in the eyes, but in the spirit. But remember, real vision isn't what you see, it's what you believe. So never stop creating, never stop dreaming, and if this story touched your heart, subscribe for more real stories that open your eyes, even in the dark.